رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. It's always so enjoyable to remember the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam together in a gathering, because truly he is our light, and his example is light. And if we want to grow the light within, then we have to go back to him. We can't go past the Prophet to even think about where does light come from. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is someone that when he was asked why he would be worshipping in the middle of the night with his feet swelling from how long he's standing in prayer, he gave us a simple statement that has so much depth in it. He told us, أَفَلَا أَكُونَ عَبْدًا شَكُورًا. Should I not be a grateful servant? And there's two key words that he mentions, and I really want to focus on this one. When we think about growing the light within, we need to grow our gratitude and we need to grow our servitude. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he says abdan shakura, this is the most honorable thing that any one of us could be, is to be a true, devoted, loyal servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and a very grateful servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we are grateful to the Prophet himself, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it's also a way of being grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam Ghazali talks about 3 stages of gratitude. Now I want us to take that a step further and go into the example of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. See, when you're grateful for something like your hands or your eyes, you can love your eyes, but that may not be an act of worship, right? But when you love the gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us, the greatest gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when you love the Prophet, that is an act of worship in itself. Okay? Loving your house is not an act of worship. But to love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is an act of worship, and it lights you up from inside. So when you appreciate his features, his shama'il, his seerah, all of those things, that's an act of worship. When you love him for who he is, that counts as worship. The second way that we can be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the gift of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is you look upon him, and every beautiful story you think actually about the kindness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to all of us, that he made us from the ummah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he made us recipients of all of those stories. His smile that we just learned about, the way he walked, all this was custom made. The Prophet ﷺ was designed as a gift for us, as a mercy to the world, as a mercy to mankind. So in the Prophet ﷺ, you see a human example of Allah's love for each one of us, that he is our Prophet. This is who Allah wants as an example for us. That is an incredible, I have no words, to really express how grateful we should be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be from the ummah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that all of his features that we learn about are custom made for us to enjoy and for us to learn from, and for us to love. And the third level is to take the example of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and say, I will utilize his sunnah, I will take his example, and I will use it in the service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I will actually use it in the service of completing the mission of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the highest level of gratitude is to take what's given to you and use it in the service of the one who gave it to you. And when it comes to the example of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we are grateful for both the Prophet and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is mentioned to us in a hadith that the one who is not grateful to the people is not grateful to Allah. So we have a special gratitude to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for his example, for his sunnah, and then we have an ultimate or higher gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in which we seek to use the example of the Prophet to become that light in a world that is very dark right now.